Post all the time. This is one of my composts, and I do the lazy composting. See all this? I used to go crazy and compost and turn and wait, and I don't wait anymore. Let me show you what I start to do. Let's walk over here real quick, because I'm doing these three all at the same time. I just throw kitchen scraps in there. These are shavings from the bottom of the tanks of the birds that I take care of. These are from baby birds, so I know what's in those shavings. I used to throw them away, and I thought, my goodness, I feed the best hand feeding formula. I make it. It's got everything good. Well, if it's going through them, I want it to continue to stay here. So everything's dumped in here. These are three I'm doing at the same time. I'm actually doing more than three. When this gets about half full, I will then top it with good soil. It's already full of worms. And how I move the worms here, there probably won't be any worms here. Not on this one because I moved it. Actually there is, but it's hard to see on the camera. Is I just start dumping, keep it wet. Do not let it dry out. So keep it damp. When I water the garden, I water all my... Well, here's 4 months later. Here's that container thing my husband saw on the side of the road he picked up. And my squash has grown that you just saw. It's all big. It's taken off. It's going down the hillside there. It's coming across. Look at this. Look at that in there. See that? And here's what's really cool. See that one? And I want to show this. Look at this. There's that one. There's that one. And I found this morning. Let's see if we can find it. And there's a white one. Can't really tell, but let's see if I can move it. There's a white one. Right now, I left one plant, as you can see in here, and that's one plant growing out. It took off everywhere, and it's growing multiple different squash on it. David the Good would call it pumpkins, and what it is, it's a hybrid. It's just one of my seeds from my zucchini that I grew earlier in the year, but we also grow different types of squash, so it hybridized, and there it is. There's two of them hanging there. One is long, it has the look of a spaghetti squash, and the other one back there has got stripes. And let's slowly swing around here along my wood chips there to these tubs, and that's the tubs I just showed. Now, I don't have anything planted in this one yet. I never got around to it. What you see are containers that I put in there. And I was waiting for the compost to break down, but the containers, which have, well, there's Russian red kale in there. I just bought this. This is my lemon verbena. The tomatillo, that came up in the center one, and that did come up from seed from the compost. I haven't even started to use this compost yet. And what I do is while the compost is breaking down, I sit in their round containers. As you can see, I've got some on the ground there. I just put plants in there, one plant usually, and just sit it on top. So while I'm watering that plant, it's keeping my compost damp. And when I'm ready, the compost will break down, and then I remove my pots out of there and plant in them. Now there is a UB in here. That did come up from the compost back there. So that is growing in this one. There's three containers here. This is, let me see if I can get down here. It's very bright today and sunny. I usually don't film on such bright sunny days. That's a baby bell. Let's see. I think there's one on there. Yep, there's one. So when I'm ready, after the heat goes down, I'll start doing the garden for the winter, and I'll pull the pots out and I'll get this ready for our fall winter garden. So just kind of wanted to do an update from like 4 months later, the difference in 4 months. But that's amazing. The tomatoes have come up. and the squash or pumpkins, whatever you want to call them. And there's the, sorry, there's the UB going up. My husband put this post in there. He was going to take the UB out. That one came up also from just skins from something he had cooked for dinner. He likes cooking his UBs. Just so you know, on this one, I started the compost in here. I have not added any soil to this at all. And yes, all this is growing. There's no soil in here. No type of soil. The only thing that is in here is the kitchen scraps, leaves and things from the garden, dead leaves. And when everything started to grow, I just threw some wood chips on top. I do everything on wood chips. Just threw some wood chips on top so it had a cover to hold the water in. And that's all I'm using in here. I just never got to it. This is a voluntary plant. I mean, it's a volunteer. It just grew on its own. Everything did in there. The only thing that didn't, as you can see in here, this is a baby bell, and it is in a pot. And that's how I do it. I put pots in there with an occasional plant or two in there, and I water it. And that keeps my compost damp too. And if the earthworms or bugs want to retreat somewhere, they will go underneath that pot. You can lift it. I don't know if there'll be anything in there now. If I lift it, let's see. Nope. Yeah, there's some very small ones. I don't think the camera's going to pick it up. But it really works well. Right now they have plenty of other places that are probably going deeper down. But again, there is no soil in here. I usually do add a little bit of something compost. Well, it already composted down. But there's nothing in here. It's just wood chips and compost from the kitchen scraps. Everybody, and don't forget, eat what you grow, and I'm going in. It's like 110, and I still have work to do. So don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye.